Looking at Tipperary for this year, are you confident that Tipperary will? I suppose, like, by some years you watch Tipperary and you're like, they're not getting the best out of themselves. And as the season went on in 2019 and ultimately winning the All Ireland, you're like, this team is getting the best out of itself. Do you think Tipperary? Are you confident this year that Tipperary will get the best out of themselves?
I think they will. If you go back to 2010, where some of these players won their first All Ireland, I believe Liam Sheedy stepping down and Eamon O'Shea and Michael Ryan in the weeks that followed. It was a setback in the context of Tipperary driving forward from winning the All Ireland in 2010, and we accept Liam's bona fides at the time. They were working around the clock. They were getting out at the top. It's a great way to go. But like, it took Tipp 6 years to get back and win the McCarthy Cup. So now they're after winning 3 in 10 years. And I think that's a reasonable return. Now, before they made a breakthrough in 2010, they had a couple of chances to win an All-Ireland before that, notably in 2009, I think. So Tipperary hurling is in a good place, and I'm delighted to see boards.ie get into an All-Ireland club final, because our record in that championship has been horrendous. To think that the last team that played in an All-Ireland club final was Tommyvar back in the early 90s, it's unimaginable. And it's the first time ever a Tipp club team are playing a Kilkenny club team, which, for us traditionalists, it's good to see. But overall, Tipp will have no excuses this year if they don't retain the All-Ireland, because I think they're in a good place. Liam is back there. Eamon O'Shea, Eamon O'Shea has something. The players buy into his style of coaching and movement and stuff like that. I think it's important that he's there as well. So, and they'll spare no effort. We can be guaranteed that, but that doesn't guarantee they'll win the All Ireland again.
So do you think it's a case that Tipp need to probably find a player or two to push the lads that are there already, or to even improve the team on? Because, like, that 2010 team, by the time 2013 came around and they were losing in Nolan Park in that qualifier, I think it was still pretty much 13 of the same team was there. So I don't know, do Tipp find players quick enough?
Yeah, it's that's the challenge, I suppose, because I remember I brought in the Irish rugby coach Eddie O'Sullivan to talk to the Galway hurlers when I was in charge, and one of the things he said to them, lads, you can't afford to be doing what you did last year, the following year, to win. If you stand still, you go back. If you don't improve, that's the mantra. So Tipp probably have to be better this year than they were last year, because they're the team that has the target on their back. They're the All-Ireland champions, and as we all know, psychologically, it's easier to be the underdog when you have something to prove and when you want to atone for past failures and stuff like that. But if Tipp do retain the All-Ireland title, we could see potential dominance for them. But psychologically, to retain that All-Ireland title, that's a big one. And until we crack the code, it's hanging over us.
Cheers, John.
Grand Shane, cheers.
Thanks for watching Our Game. Don't forget to like and share the videos, and if you're new to the channel, hit subscribe.